Cool.
Fox. I'm usually not too worried about because the secondary Fox usually isn't the best.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
But Ices is just so easy to play in this matchup.
Fox, I think, is like, as a secondary, I think is pretty... It's like, when it's good, it's amazing. Like, Sheik Fox, I think, is a great comp, but like, when it's good when it's good. If you're not, like, sharp with both characters, the comp does kind of have some problems. So, with that in mind, let's look at this Pokemon Stadium game, because I feel like this is a stage that we would play. We would wind up playing, because, you know, best of 3, it's their counter pick, best of 5, it's their second counter pick.
Yeah, so, I always ban FD, no matter what.
Okay, cool. So we're starting with
in case they switch off. Yeah.
So, okay. So the biggest thing I'm noticing so far is like it looks like your kick timing and your kick spacing is just like slightly off. Like you're just a little too high a lot of the time. See what I mean? Like you want those to be lower to the ground. If you're gonna be descending with with kick, you want them to be like lower. Because you see what I mean? Like he's able to dash dance around you, like here. So, like, I don't know if you're fast falling here. Do you think you are?
Probably not.
Yeah, like, this looks like your normal fall speed. So, like, one thing I would say here is, just from an execution standpoint, yeah, just, like, cleaning up your fast falls on her, I think will actually do you a lot of good.
Yeah, I need to get in training mode, I guess, a little more with her. I think game 3 I was doing a little bit better, but
oh yeah, no, we're definitely gonna watch like both games.
I'm definitely learning as I'm going here.
Yeah. So one thing I'd also say here is, yeah, you can totally make this to the ledge. There was no reason for us to die here. Like you can up B, like it's kind of like Sheik's up B. You can just aim for the ledge with her, and then like just make sure you're not holding down for too long, and yeah, you should snap. It's pretty. The window is pretty forgiving. Good F smash.
I can't hit Nano when she's right in front of me. I'm so bad.
No, so okay. So what do you think you should do here?
I just need to hit my aerial. I feel like because it's, yeah.
I mean, like you could. Another thing you could do, down smasher.
Yeah, I feel like that lets the main Icy get back easier though.
What if you're over here though? Because then you'd hit him too.
Maybe, yeah.
So like I'm saying that we go right up to the ledge here, like right to here, like where Nana is, and that's where we down smash, because then we're covering him coming up with the up B or double jump. And he might sweet spot the edge, like he might get around it, but our down smash isn't super laggy either, right? And yeah, then we just nudge her off stage, and yeah, then we should be good. You could still, like, kick her. Like, don't get me wrong, kicking is good, but it's more about that, like, there's more ways to kill them than just kicking them.
Okay.
Like, kicking's the easy way, but, like, most of the... Like, kicking is good because it's powerful, but, like, you don't always necessarily need that much power. Okay. Good DI on the down throw there. That was really, really well done.
It looks so slow. Like, I don't know how people like make this character look faster than how she is.
So one thing I would say is like, one thing I would say is that like, you're trying to like play her in a way to like where, after you land, you want to be like, okay. So do you know what a dash jump is?
Not exactly.
Okay.
Dash jump?
Yeah, so, you know when you do dash jump cancel grabs? Or, like, dash jump cancel up smash, how your character slides forward during, like, the jump frames?
Yeah, like when Fox, like, up smashes, right? Like, you can slide.
Right. So I would say that that's really... So I would say that using that... Like, that happens because when your character is in their jump squat frames during a dash... No, after dashing, they slide forward a bit.
Okay.
So one
I don't know if I knew that.
Yeah, so like that's one way that you can like add speed to the character. Instead of jumping in place after landing, like if you dash jump away or forward as needed, like you don't necessarily even have to you don't even have to necessarily go with full momentum. Like here, actually, After this game, I'll show you. I'll do a quick demonstration in Uncle Punch, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But it makes a difference with wave dashing, because your character then is sliding forward during the jump squat frames at the start of the wave dash instead of just doing it from a stationary position. And it makes a difference with jumps, especially with slow characters, because then, you know, you're not spending your entire jump squat just in one place. You could be like advancing or retreating. The other thing I would say is that, like, in general, what you're doing with the platform is quite good. Like, landing on the platforms is quite strong. One thing I'd consider is, like, yeah, like, those no-impact lands are really good. Also, wave landing off the platform so you can double jump. Yeah, kind of like what you were going for there. She's a slow character, but in this game, like, most characters are faster around the edges of surfaces or platforms just because of how they work mechanically. So, I would say that's a general rule of thumb. Like, using those kinds of stage features to your advantage is quite good. Now, here's, like, this is, I think, the thing that costs us. So, tell me what just happened, and tell me what the problem is with it.
You mean the forward smash?
So, it's more about, like, what's going on after you land. So, like,
I'm not looking at what they're doing.
You're not?
It feels like. That's what it feels like. Like, they're blizzarding in place, and then I just rip F smash. It feels like. I
mean, like, I don't think attacking here is necessarily the problem, because with the blizzard being here, I think that it makes sense that Popo might come forward to try to test if you're, like, defending or not. But what I would say it makes less sense is for us to be on the ground right now. So, like, in my mind, it's not the attack that's the problem, it's how we do it. Because we just landed here. Like, we just down smashed, we know that there's an opening here. What I'm thinking here is we want... Oh, you dash forward. I think this was supposed to be a dash attack. Like, I think you were chasing them, possibly. But either way, I think that we need to be jumping here. Because we could jump forward to try to aggress them, and maybe we get over the blizzard. It's possible. It's not super likely, but we also don't really risk a lot by getting hit by the blizzard in the air, like high in the air as Zelda, because we're just gonna double jump out and double jump and air dodge to the platform above us anyway. Or yeah, like we have like the platform here to work with, so he's never gonna get anything here. Alternatively, we can jump away or jump in place, and then we're set up to be able to potentially threaten him after the fact, or like hold our space from there. But like the F smash, I think, is the part that makes, like, the F smash being a ground move is what doesn't make sense to me, because it means we're playing in the one spot where he can still grab us.
Yeah.
Like he has like a direct path into our space, like so. That I think is my concern.
Yeah, makes sense.
Interesting. So something I'm noticing about your DI. So here you're smash DIing to go like down and away from him, aren't you?
It's hard to remember.
No, but look at it. Like, see, like you're not going up. You're holding away. You're holding away clearly.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Something about her, you don't have to do this. This is what you do with like characters like Fox and Sheik and Ganondorf if they do that down throw down air. But because Zelda's so floaty, you can just DI up.
Oh.
Yeah. Like just hold up on both sticks and you should be fine.
When they do the down air?
Yeah, so I think that let me just double check that one. Actually, we can probably just do this in Uncle Punch really quickly.
Is it because Zelda's just super floaty or whatever?
Yes, absolutely. So, like, here. So, yeah, Zelda and Ices, and we'll go FD. Oh, wait. Let me just lower the volume a smidge. Okay, cool. There we go. So, in terms of, like, let's first do the dash jump thing so you can see that. So this is like jumping in place, right? But what you can do here is, you see how much, that's what we mean by dash jump. See what I mean?
Yeah, you start your dash and jump.
Yeah, and you can see, like, it only costs a frame to do it, but, like, look at how much more you move, relatively speaking, right? And I just let go of the stick, like, so that I'm just going up in place, but you can see that would make a difference.
Yeah.
So, like, I would say that, like, it was like, look at that, that looks so much safer.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, you move very fast there, it looks like.
Yeah, because, like, so what, here, let me turn input display on so you can see exactly what I'm doing. See what I mean? It's just like, boom.
Yeah.
In terms of other things that you can do with her to, like, make your movement, like, more effective, I would also say that, like, just using, like, the jump, like, you'll notice that, like, I can kind of control, like, how far I move with her on my jump based on how far forward I am on the stick. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I would say that, like, that is, like, a really important concept with her, because it's what allows you, like, if I'm here, it's what allows you to, like, kind of, like, dash out of the way of, like, their grab range, and then, like, come up with, like, kicks into them. Because, like, I'm going, like, forward and then back, kind of. And, like, you can also dash longer, and you can still get the same effect, but, like, as you can see, like, it's just a different distances. So I would say that, like, dash jumps with her and like using the jump squat frames, because her longer jump squat gives you more time to align the stick for, like, for your exact distances. Like, as you can see, if I want to be, like, really precise about the spacing, I can be.
Yeah.
And there's, like, and there's benefits to it, because, like, this one, like, here, so I'll wait for Nana to catch up. Like, if I don't go so, like, into them, I can, like, kind of leave myself more, like, aligned to hit Nana. Like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, another big... So, with that in mind, let's now talk about down throw down air. Because this is, like... This is a big thing. It's one of the big perks of her in the matchup, I think. Wait. Yeah. Now I need to... So you can see, like... So actually, yeah, so I'm gonna have to, like... Okay, there we go. So even, like... I'm not doing these perfectly, but, like... It's still, like, only... There we go. There we go.
Yeah, there it is.
There we go.
Oh yeah, she just kind of...
And, like, you can smash the eye up like this. Like, you can smash the eye... Like, you can smash the eye up here. So, like, again, like, the smash the eye up input is really forgiving, though, because, like, again, so much... Like, she's so floaty naturally that, like, it just kind of, like, works out like this. So there's no like, usually what Pro Ices players will do a lot of the time is they'll try to hand off, but then that's just a handoff 50-50, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no good combo route on Zelda. Like, there's no chain grab combo route on Zelda in general with climbers. It's just her weight and fall speed combination just doesn't really, like, lend itself to it. Yeah, so there's actually one more thing about her, like, for tech skill that I was going to show, and it's just to do with, like, so let's turn fighter collision on. So, she can, like, short hop double aerial, which I'm sure you know. But, like, I think, like, a big thing with her is, like, you want to make sure, like, because she's slow, you want to make sure that your drift on your landing and your, like, and your fast fall timing are, like, on point, basically. It's really, really difficult. Like, it's really difficult to kind of understate how important it is that you have, like, your airspace. Like, Zelda's slow everywhere except basically the air, where she's, like, kind of okay. But, like, everywhere else she's, like, slow as molasses. So it's, like, really important that you, like, make sure that you have stuff like this, like your drifts and stuff down pat, and your fast fall times where appropriate. See what I mean? Like... Fast falling is, like, absolutely imperative as this character, because, like, she's so slow without it. Also, like, there's kind of a bunch of mix-ups here, too, with, like, you know, you short up back air, then you short up back air fair, and then, like, you, like, double jump before landing, or you short hop back air fair, and then you, like, wave land. But you can also, like, fast fall these, too, I believe. Yeah. I don't know if you can do it, like, on the first possible frame. I think that might be a bit ambitious, but you see what I mean. Like, there's movement opportunities available with her, if you like know where to look. If you like know where to look. And then yeah, so that's kind of like the, if I would say that like if you're thinking that you might want to continue doing this like in the future, that's fine. But yeah, just like I would make sure that you can do stuff like stuff like this, and the idea is that like we're trying to like kind of like hang out in front of them and still like have a position where you can like fast fall into them, like fast fall to cover the space that they come forward. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. And yeah, like sometimes
just need to get comfortable with that. You know?
Yeah, that's assuming you want to do the Zelda route though, because again, I do have Omar's matches pulled. Yeah. I took a quick look at them as well, and I think they're worth digging into. The IC's player did drop a lot of things, but yeah, it might still be worth looking at. In the meantime, though, let's take a look at this Fountain match, and we'll proceed from there.
Okay.
So Fountain, I think, makes a ton of sense as a counter pick. Just so I know why you picked it. Yeah, what was the reasoning behind this one?
I noticed they were killing me with up smash a lot. In their combos, they like to use up smash, so I think that was a big reason why I went to. Also, I don't know, the other stages just don't seem great, honestly. Like, I think, let's see. So obviously not FD. I didn't really want to go to Yoshi's. I felt like that could have been an option, but I didn't feel confident enough to like, I don't know, I didn't feel confident on the smaller stage.
Gotcha.
Like I wanted more room to work with. I think they banned Dreamland, I'm pretty sure, so
that makes sense. It's
I think this was the best. I think this was like my option.
I think that this and Yoshi's are the best stage in general in this kind of spot. Actually, this or Dreamland both. Actually, no, Dreamland makes sense. So one thing I want to point out here is that like, so right now, you're kind of aligned at each other like this, right? Like this is kind of like the angle that separates the two characters from each other. The one thing about, so one thing I would say here is, well, actually, no, let me ask you a question. So let's say that, like, Zelda is here. This is, like, Zelda's position. Would we feel safer as Zelda if we were a little more to the side? Like, let's say instead of being where we are, we're, like, here. In this spot. What are your thoughts? Does this feel better? Like, when you look at the two positions, like, imagine she's here instead of here, do we feel safer or less safe?
Probably more safe, just because you have more reaction time. If they try to do like an aerial.
Okay. But how does that help us, though?
What do you mean? Like,
well, so reaction time, like more time to react, only helps us if there's something that we can use to react to, like that we can use in response to what they're doing, right? Like, it doesn't help us to be further away if we still can't beat what they're doing.
Okay.
So,
I think it's a more favorable angle for Zelda's aerials.
There you go.
Especially if they're approaching.
Hell yeah, there we go. So that is exactly the answer I was looking for. This sort of gentle angle is really like if you think about where I was positioning when I was just kind of showing you tech skill, Zelda is basically here, right? Mm-hmm. Relative to her opponent a lot of the time. Right, because this is where she can do one kick going up and then another kick coming down like here. So she just has like these two, like this very powerful 1-2 punch in this kind of position. So because of this, now you're starting from the platform, which means that you don't have the hitbox coming up to protect you, or to like guard your space, but you are able to come down immediately. So because of that, you kind of want I would say that this angle here that we've drawn better approximates like this position with the position of this light blue box, which is where Zelda normally operates from in a perfect world, compared to like A. I think A is too close because like A is just like too close.
Yeah.
So I would say that like so the reason I'm kind of going over this with you is when you board the platform, you wave land in place. So this would be, I think, another way that you can establish speed, because speed is really getting to where you need to be like quickly, right? So what if we just instead of wave landing in place to get to where we were, like I'll show you what it looked like. So that, what if we wave landed to the right? It's a small change, but it fixes your positioning right away, so you don't have to do this panic jump. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this your first time trying this?
Not my very first time, but it's been a while.
Okay.
I haven't done it too much. Just
Huh.
because ACs aren't the most common, but
That makes sense. Yeah, they're not super super common, and it's weird. Like it's kind of weird to fight them with her for that reason, because I feel like she has to be so much more disciplined compared to like the other top tiers against them, just as a general rule of thumb. I will say that this, like, how you secured this though was like pretty well done. So let's see here. So you get this, you do this up B. So something cool about her up B, it only has 6 frames of landing lag if you finish it like while landing on the floor. So if you had actually just gone forward and like past him, it's actually pretty difficult for him to grab that if you're buffer rolling or like down smashing upon like appearing.
you said 6 frames if you started on the ground or ended on the ground?
Ended on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah, like her up B doesn't have much landing lag. If you're able to like teleport and like travel to the ground and not appear above the ground and then fall to it. I mean like travel all the way directly onto the ground. Do you know what I mean, or like is that confusing you?
Sorry, can you just say it one more time then?
So what I would say here is, let's go back to that up B, because like this is
Okay.
because easier with the demonstration. So here you have like appeared in your up B, and then you have fallen to the ground, right?
Yeah.
But if you had gone straight forward, you would have just appeared on the ground. Like the travel time, the path of the up B, the path of the teleport would have connected to the ground during the actual motion of the teleport.
Mm-hmm.
So when the path of the teleport connects to the ground and like through the actual movement of the character, there is only 6 frames of landing lag when the character, or like 6 frames of lag when the character reappears.
Okay.
Like when she reappears. But if you have to, if you appear above it though, above the ground, and then have to fall, then it's like 30.
Yes. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I think I also could have just up B to the ledge there, but like I'm super uncomfortable using her up B, so I think I was trying to do something that was just safe enough.
Yeah. No, I get there's a lot of there's fear-based decisions happening here. So one thing I would say here is, you would a big thing to with her would be in this kind of spot where you're like in a free fall. You want to aim to you want to be up being here and aim to land on the ground somewhere around, like somewhere here or at the edge, because these are really like in this kind of recovery situation. And sorry, I'll send this to you because I'm going to make a new diagram here. We're actually going to go back a bit because this is an important one. So you get hit. So like you have your jump right now. So what I would say is like what you want to do in this kind of situation is jump to gain the height. No, to jump so that you have height above the stage, because what you're really trying to do is get to about, like, remember, you don't have landing lag if your teleport takes you here. So you're really trying to be like here. Because in here, you see what I mean? Like you can aim here, which would be like safe. You can aim here, which would be pretty safe, or you can go to the edge. So you have like 3 things that all require a different coverage.
Right.
Yeah. So like you're like when you're off stage over here, because like Zelda, like this is like this is you. What you're really trying to do is like you're trying to like double jump, and then fall into this spot. So then you have like 3 paths, like you can, yeah, because this is safe, this is another one, and this is also good. Does this all make sense, or?
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. I think that all of that still like can stem from just not knowing the landing lag stuff too.
Oh yeah. No,
because like I think part of me was like, oh, like I just think there's a lot of lag on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I like that.
Yeah, believe it or not, you could actually still make your recovery work, because of the platform here. So if you Zelda's air dodge is really good. Like, she doesn't have tons of like great things about her mobility, but like her air dodge would be one of them. So like, instead of doing this up B here, you could have air dodged towards this platform and probably made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be like, that's another recovery maneuver that I would say is really, really beneficial against in this matchup, because by going like if we can air dodge from like here to here, and it's like, because again we're using like, it's a pretty high up angle, so this would be air dodge, but like the idea is that we're relying on Zelda's buoyancy to like get us to the side platform, because yeah, he's gonna be like committed to like his thing here. And if he up airs us, we're not really or if he up airs us or back airs us, as long as we survive LDI, like we're not terribly upset by that either. So yeah, like this is the path you chose, like isn't even like, yeah. So goal here. Like the path you chose isn't even necessarily all that bad. It's just like you need more awareness of like your other options. And this is a really important one. So this is just a spacing thing. Just don't like honestly, low key. So like you're kicking here. What do you think you should? Why not work the platform though? Like why not stay on the top like why not head up to the top platform, or try to make your way onto the side platform near them, right?
Yeah.
Like that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I just got away from that. Yeah.
Yeah, missed shield drop. I would say that shield drops are like absolute. This is just that grab is just like that. This here is just tech skill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you went for like a shuffle. You went for like an aerial, but like either you didn't get the second aerial out, or the second, or like the first one, the fast fall wasn't coordinated with the attack. So then you just like kind of missed and fell into him. It's like it's just something like to do with execution. But I would say that like in general you have the right idea. You have like the right idea about like when to do what. It's just the especially with like the jumps, there just needs to be cleanup. One thing I want to ask, are you doing these aerials with the A button or C stick?
Probably the C stick.
Okay.
I kind of do a mixture of both depending on like.
Okay, so I would say with her, it's okay to do like I would say rising aerials with C stick are hard if you're not clawing, or don't have just like godlike fingers or a box. So if you're using the A button for rising fairs and bears, like I think that's like fine. That's like pretty common. But I would say that like again, her drift is like one of her big things. So if you're doing delayed aerials or falling aerials, like basically anything that just isn't instantaneous, yeah, I would lean into C stick if I can.
Okay. Yeah.
Like for the same reason we would do that with Sheik if we were playing Sheik in the matchup.
I think I mostly try to use the C stick. I think maybe with like instant rising fair bear, like I might do A.
Mm-hmm. Something I want to point out, your neutral here is actually pretty good. So like you see how like you're just immediately jumping up to the platform, like you're landing, you're kicking, you're landing, you're kicking, and you're like trying to get that like good attack angle. Like, and then you got it. So like, I think that we need to like recognize that this is a spot to pressure, because like, so here's what, like, look at the situation, right? What do you think we should be doing? Well, tell me what's happening on the screen. Like, what are the characters doing?
I don't know what they're doing, honestly.
Yes.
I feel like Nana got up. Popo's trying to grab the ledge.
Yeah, exactly. So how did Nana get up? What is she doing? Is she rolling? Is she get up? Is she ledge attacking? Is she
jumping?
Yeah, she's she's doing her tournament winner.
Okay, yeah.
So like, if she's doing her tournament winner and we're right here, this is a kick.
Yeah, this is an easy instant kick.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know about easy, because, like, I don't know about, like, how easy it is, because, like, again, it's, like, a bit of a...
I feel like it would be easy, but it's not.
It's one of those, if you recognize what's happening, it's easy, but if you don't, then you won't know to do it.
Yeah, I think I don't know, I think I, like, set myself up, like, a little scared there. Like, I think I, like, was a little further away.
I actually think your positioning's fine. I think that you just need to be drifting forward instead of away.
Yeah.
Or, like, instead of in place. Because your actual positioning looks good. One thing I'd also add, so you block after this forward smash. That's something I saw. So, but your forward smash hit their shield. Do you know how Zelda's F smash, and this you might not know this, is ludicrously safe on shield?
Yes.
Like, it's like -7 or something. It's crazy. And, like, it pushes them, like, a mile away, so... Yeah,
that's the big one. It's just big hitbox pushes them away. Yeah, that's what I've seen in this matchup.
But I mean, like, it's good. Like, I mean, it's safe just, like, in general. It's not... It's safe because of its frame data. Like, you could have, like... So here's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
If you have time, like, after this F smash you do on their shield, what do you think you have time to do?
Go to the platform.
You can.
Something like that.
Basically you have enough time to get back in the air.
Yeah.
Like, you could easily be, like, short hop. Like, you could easily, so after this kind of, like, situation, what I'd say is a good general thing to do, dash away, like, dash jump away, which is, again, like, you're gonna be hearing that, like, that's a real, like, that's critical, like, fundamental tech to her. Because, like, right now it's like, if we dash jump away, then we could, like, kind of do that same motion that I was showing you, like, when I was playing, where it's like, you kind of, like, go this way, and then, like, on the next stick movement, you then head this way. So it's like, so 1 and then 2. So then you kind of, like, wind up moving Zelda away from them during the jump squat, and then towards them when she's actually in the air. So she kind of goes, like, here and then moves, like, with high velocity, like, over here.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, this, and then you could potentially even kick. Or you don't have to kick, because if you think that they're gonna, like, blizzard or something, or, like, protect their front, you could then, like, double jump to the platform and, like, set up a threat with your shield drop here. Because you could, like, waveland onto it, like, use this kind of position to, like, fall with another kick. Like, you have a lot of pathways available to you in general here, after this F smash. So I would say that, like, after F smashing, after F smash on shield, I'd say that you either do that and get into air with dash jump. The other thing that you can do that makes some amount of sense, if you think they'll try to wave dash into you and contest you, you can down smash. I don't like it as much as, like, kicking, because I think you still have enough time to do that too. Like, I think that if you're good, like, if you're practiced, you can just get into the air anyway. But depending on, like, but again, their shields are weird at times. Like, sometimes they're different sizes and such, and, you know, and screwy hit lag timings. Yeah, so, like, as another, no, or down smash. Down smash is alright, but in general, like, this one is better, though. Like, better. Because it's, yeah. It is significantly more consistent. It's significant, like, it leads to better stuff, basically. Yeah. Now in that so one thing here, so you kick them off stage together. I really like everything you do except where you choose to jump. So walk me through like what the plan is here. Like when you watch this back, what do you see as an opportunity instead?
Maybe being a little more aggressive here.
Yeah, like
I was playing pretty passively, trying to just intercept the high recovery.
Yeah, but like the thing is like, so do you know when Nana jumps?
Right there.
No, but like, do you know what causes? Like, do you know when Nana generally jumps during her recovery?
Oh, is it like a certain spacing to the ledge?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
So, let's it's basically like whenever she's aligned with the ledge. So like, so it's usually like the ledge is kind of like, if we think about where the ledge is in this game. So it's like kind of like here to here. The key with Nana, where's the ruler? So like Nana is basically at ledge height here, right? Yeah, of course she is.
Yep.
So the thing is, this is where she jumps. It's when she's basically within, well, like close to, when she's basically at this line, then she's like when she's approaching this line, that is when she's going to jump.
Mm-hmm.
So what I would say here is, so instead of like jumping up in place like this, is we want to jump like this.
Yeah.
Because then we can just kick her as she like falls, like this is the Nana kill, like the Nana kill box is basically like this space. Because like if she's jumping as she's reaching the line, right? Like this is where she's going to generally be jumping. So this is like the Nana kill. This is like the Nana kill box, or like the Nana kill zone. Because it's all with her jumping, like whether she's jumping below from like here, or above and falling in like here, like it all happens in the same in this area. You see what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we always want to we want to have access to guarding this like area, because this is like where all the magic happens.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah. This would, whether you decide ultimately to like keep trying to like keep running Zelda or play Sheik, that is constant. That is something that comes up with every single character against them. So it will still be useful. The only exception to the Nana kill zone is on Yoshi's story, because Randall interferes with it, because Randall presents another recovery path.
Yeah, I think I've probably seen that before.
Yeah. So like there's one exception to the rule, but like the exception makes sense because it's just there's another surface available.
Mm-hmm.
Nicely done. This isn't, believe it or not, this is not like nearly like, I don't know how you think you played in these games, but like the base is not as bad as you think it is. One thing I would say though, this is good. You already have good spacing in this spot. There's no reason for us to double jump above them. Because like, look at what you see. What I mean? Like we're already like, if we just
it's already a good
yeah.
Okay.
So like, so my question here is, why do you think you're double jumping?
I probably just didn't react to them enough. Like I wasn't paying it. I don't know. It looks like I wasn't paying attention to them. I was paying more attention to myself.
Gotcha. So you're like, because you're probably having trouble controlling the character because you don't play her that much.
Yeah, because like if I'm looking at this now, like that feels like money right there.
Yeah, like you had all the hard part done. This is like there's things now. Don't get me wrong. There's things that could be like slightly better. Like you're falling this way. You're fast falling like this, but you could be falling like this.
Yeah.
Which would have been like actually more like this, which would have been like very slightly better. But like what you are doing is still basically fine. But yeah, it's, if you're not able to like watch the opponent like while you're playing because of stuff like that, where you're like, we're missing wavelands and such because we're not used to how she moves, then yeah, that's gonna bite us. That's gonna bite us. I guess my big question here is, because a big theme that keeps coming up is that, like, you're watching your own character. What do you think, how much sort of, because, like, Zelda does move differently than Sheik. How much investment, I guess, or do you think you're willing to put in to, like, making this counterpick work? Because she's not, like, a super technical character, and she is a part of Sheik, so, like, you know, that there's upside in that regard. Like, what the times you have to play Zelda in your, like, say versus Marth because you're recovering and you have to fight on stage with her for a bit afterwards. You know, she being better with her will still be helpful, but, like, I guess my question is like, how much or do you think you're willing to put in just seeing her, like, you know, to being stronger with her for this counter pick?
I mean, I don't feel like it takes that much time, so I think it's probably worth the investment. Like, at least just, like, getting more comfortable moving with her and doing the aerials and stuff. Like,
yeah,
I feel like that shouldn't take too long to be, you know, a little decent at. I haven't done it. Like, maybe if I get a session or two with an ICs, like, I feel like it shouldn't be that hard. And like, I've played a decent amount of Sheik versus ICs so far.
And what do you think about that matchup? Like, do you think it's like, do you think that it's it's something that would be worth pursuing for you, or do you think that, like, it's just not the vibe?
I think it's low key doable, but, like, barely. Like,
So what does that mean? What would that mean, though?
Well, like, I just think that, like, I think it's probably easier just to play Zelda in the long term than it is to, like, play Sheik, because I don't know, like, I think even when I first tried the Zelda, like, the first time I ever tried it, like, even then I felt like, oh, like, the game plan is, like, so much easier, like, and I can see it being easier to execute, even though, you know, I'm not very good at Zelda yet. But where it's like Sheik, I feel like it's like you're just playing on such a tight line. Like, if you're not playing super well, it's like,
yeah,
it's very hard.
Yeah, like, people talk shit about, like, the Zelda counterpick, but, like, the real talk, like, Jmook still took more games from, like, Nikki than either Cody or Zane did combined, actually. So it's just, I don't think that, like, I don't think that this is, like, I don't think that this I think this counterpick makes some amount of sense. I think that mechanically, what people sometimes don't understand about climbers is that it's not speed that they fold to, it's power.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about like, obviously you want both, but, like, if you have to, like, pick one to favor versus them, it's usually power that you want, because that's really what Peach does to them, is really just abuse strength. Like, her float cancel fair is just it's very strong, it gets rid of them quickly. If we think about characters that have traditionally done well versus climbers, like Yoshi, like Ganondorf, Captain Falcon, Fox,
yeah,
like, they're all
very hard.
They're all characters who have, like, we hit, like, a megaton bus, like, or like a truck. We come on like a freight train is, like, one of their main superpowers usually, and that's not a coincidence, because really it's power that gets rid of Nana, not like light hits. I think that, like, conventionally, I think that, like, aside from basically Ken's era, like, the character has generally been pretty good versus Marth in practice too. So it's just, I think that Sheik as a character just doesn't really have the things that they happen to fold to. Zelda, for all her faults, does. So, like, because, like, you don't really need, like, a move that's designed for separation on them if you just hit, like, a fucking bus. Because, like, that will just kill Nana, like, the old-fashioned way. Like, any hit that, like, any powerful hit can basically be a separation tool versus climbers. You don't necessarily need, like, Fox's Drill Shine to do it. Although, if you happen to have that on top of his back air and up smash and up tilt, like, you know, that must be nice. So.
It's crazy how fast he makes Zelda look, though.
Yeah. But you can
Like, it's so crazy. I just watched my own gameplay and
well,
then I
like
watched
so like what are some things that he? Well, you can see like there's a lot of the things that like we talked about though that he's doing. Like here, I'm pretty sure he's gonna do like a dash. Yeah, like there's that dash jump that I told you about, right? And then he's like using his drift. He's kind of like using like his low bear into like down smash as a pressure string. Like it's kind of like a Sheik back air F tilt or something. And then here what we have when he comes down, like, again, like this is all just like dash, so he's dash jumping forward and then wave dashing back to as a bait. So like kind of like getting, like working a little bit of like the movement out of that. Then we've got like a pivot. And like, again, I'm not saying you have to be able to do all of these things, but like you can see that it's really like, it's in how he like it's in how like fast his follow and smooth his follow through after the landing is. That's really like giving him all this speed. Like it's like it's that in the drift. Do you see what I mean?
I've been watching I've watched the set versus Moth at the Nouns Invitational a couple times. I forgot that this set existed too.
Yeah. Oh, their set at Nouns was heartbreaking. Like, okay, so I know Moth won fair and square, and like fair enough. Like, and maybe she wins the set anyway. But man, I have never seen an ice climber win so many coin flips on handoffs. Like in the middle of the stage, I was like, that is some nonsense. Like she's won every single one, I swear to God. But like, she might, and I think she two-stocked in the last game. So like, you know what? Maybe she wins anyway. Like fair enough. Like I'm not saying it's why she won, but it's like because yeah, she also hit every single one of her handoffs too, which was like super impressive. But it's like, man, if like one of those had been an up, if like maybe one or two of those, if half of those had been up throw and back throw, I'm just saying, we'll never know. But yeah, that set was really good too. Like I think this counter, like you see what I mean, like when I say that, like it attacks their weaknesses, but like more effectively.
Yeah.
Like, cause like with Sheik, like there's no way that they would be spending like this much time apart from each other. I will say that one thing I noticed from watching Omar's game in the matchup is that like the idea of like pre-mashing, like mashing before, like as if you're in a spot where you're gonna get grabbed, like mashing, like getting your mash ready so that like you're testing their execution as hard as possible. That seems to be that would definitely looked like it was very helpful in the Sheik, like as like from Sheik's perspective in the matchup. But I also kind of I'm not sure how sustainable of a strategy that is, I guess. Is always like whenever I see people like pushing defense versus ice climbers, I'm always kind of there's always like kind of this nagging feeling I have. And maybe it's irrational, but like I always just wonder like what if they were just like slightly tighter, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So, thoughts on one other small thing, actually.
Yeah.
What's your trigger situation with your like? So okay, so let me actually temperature check. So we've gone over a lot of stuff. What are some of the things that you've learned so far, and what are like? And is there any part of the matchup that like is that we haven't looked at either here or in your games that you want us to look into in our last like 10ish minutes?
I mean, honestly, just learning more about Zelda helps a lot.
Okay.
Like learning the dash jump and the up B stuff. Like I think all that's pretty helpful. I think just getting more comfortable playing her a little bit, moving around a bit more would help. I don't know, like, because, like, I think on paper it's, like, it's a relatively simple matchup, like, and I think, like, I have, like you said, I think you said the, like, the foundation was pretty good, where I was, like, playing around the platforms, trying to, just space the aerials and stuff like that, so I feel like just kind of tightening that down and getting better movement is, like, the big things.
Yeah, so perfect. So Zelda movement musts. Let's say dash jump is critical for adding speed to this character. Using wavelands to maintain proper fight angle. Fight angle when boarding platforms. No platforms is key, and is also key. Drift plus controlling drift when controlling drift when jumping / double jumping, especially during takeoff. No takeoff is important for allowing us to microspace. Yeah, because she's very she's kind of like Jigglypuff, and she's very, very, very air heavy. So yeah. all the little things matter a lot. One thing I'd comment is General Icy's tip. When landing from when landing with a fair/bear, drift, try to fast fall or drift away from them if you are too close. If you are closer than you need to be. If you are, yeah. If you can do so without not without losing your hit on them. Bracket try to when landing. Actually, that's mainly versus shield. When landing with fair/bear versus their shield. Their shield. Try to fast fall or drift away from. If you can do so without losing your hit on them. Because yeah, their low traction allows you to do things sometimes make things that feel like they shouldn't be safe. And then the other one is the General Icy's tip 2. Internalize and build familiarity with the Nana kill zone. Where she double jumps. So with that in mind, one thing that you might encounter here is you might have ice climbers that will start shooting lots of ice cubes at you. Because they will see that you are Zelda and therefore very slow and big. And a very common way to combat a character who has those attributes is to projectile them. The cool thing here though is Zelda actually has a pretty big power shield box. So let me just do something quickly. That should be fine. Am I gonna fail this? There we go. So let's see here. So fighter collision. So as you can see, it's pretty big on Zelda's body. If I had better tech skill, this would look cooler, but I do not. But yeah, if we let's actually do this with frame advance. So here. Oh no, that is not her light. That is not her. It is closer. Okay, cool. Well, I'm gonna look like a dummy, but I swear to God,
It's okay. It's okay.
Here we go. So you can see, you can kind of you can power shield the blocks, and the box is not super unforgiving. The inner one is her power shield box.
Okay.
So that's if your shield is healthy, it's not a bad job. It's not a bad option in a pinch for dealing with the projectiles, because if they're shooting them, you can probably imagine how this could. Oh, is it easier in front? Oh, it is. What?
I was gonna ask that too. Is it because you were facing behind? But
yeah, I always thought it was, but maybe it's placebo effect. I don't know. Either way, though, it's pretty big, on either side of her. Oh, know what it is? It's because it's it's kind of aligned better for her. There's still a good amount of disjoint. It's not that it's easier. It's just that there's still a good amount of disjoint in front of her with it. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say like crouch power shielding the ice blocks is not like a bad idea. Like you'd have to crouch because you can't do it like when you're standing like this, to my knowledge. But or maybe you can. Who knows? We're learning things all the time
it's
here.
It's probably a lot tighter.
Yeah, it's probably easier to just crouch. But like the point is like it's not a bad way to like to disrupt their camping. Because if you are close enough, you can, like, if you are maybe around, like here, like maybe around here, wherever it would be. So, like, let's just do it with this. So, not close. So, it's not close. So, yeah. Basically, the idea is that, like, we're trying to, like, reflect it in a spot where it, like, actually forces them to, like, shield or something. Because that... Yeah, like, as if it goes back and gets close enough to hit them, then you have effectively disrupted their camping, right? Yeah. It also means that Popo, even if it doesn't hit them, it means that Popo can't like move forward against you. So they're not able to harass you, and then also do like they couldn't harass you and then also have like Popo dash dancing behind it, for example, because if he's dash dancing, he's just going to get hit by the block. So yeah. It's a way. I think it's mainly useful on a stage like this. I don't know if it's still like. This is still somewhat experimental, but it's something that I've seen Jmook and stuff trying. Jmook trying because yeah, like that's something that I mentioned to Rien at some point, and they're now apparently working on it. So
I would, I mean, I would have to play the stage in best of 5. So.
Yeah, might be worth looking at. But like, yeah, her power shielded box behind her is like pretty big. So that is some like Swizz was using this versus Dr. Mario. Like Swizz I showed this to as well, and he said that it's really helping the Doc matchup. So I think that it's just like power shield using the back of like Zelda in general wants to face away from her opponent because her bear is like faster than her fair. Which you might have known actually. Were you aware of that or no?
I thought they were like the same, basically.
Oh, okay. Her fair is actually like 3 frames slower than her bear.
Okay.
So like her bear hits on I think 5 through 8. Her fair hits on like 7 or like 8 through 11 or something. So like it's a pretty big like difference. So yeah, like this for that reason, like people usually like favor her bear for like positioning. So I would say that like that in and of itself like is a pretty big thing. Like try to treat her more as a bear character.
Okay. Yeah. That probably helps.
Yeah.
I think sometimes I think I was using them interchangeably.
Like fair is what you do because you have to, or because you're trying to dash jump forward to you're trying to push advantage because you have, like, an opening or something. You have, like, a guaranteed opening. Bear is what you do for, like, actual walling and footsie, though, because, like, you can see, like, this, like, looks cleaner than doing it with fair. Mm-hmm. Like, bear is just, like, so much, like, it's so much smoother. Yeah, so I would say, like, that's, like, that actually should be, like, a big thing. Okay. Yeah, so... Zelda recovery. So let's do Zelda recovery, and then let's also make a note of face direction matters. Zelda's bear is faster than her fair by a good amount. So, and as such, she is generally a bear character. Zelda recovery, teleporting onto the ground. No, teleporting so that the up B motion finishes on the ground. I can actually show you what I mean, exactly what that means if you have any questions about that really quickly. Okay. So you see how like how she reappears there? So let's go into info display real quick and we'll do frame advance. So She lands on the ground. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So once she reappears, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, it is longer. Okay, never mind. What the hell? I thought that she was like less laggy then. Did I just like get that wrong? Perhaps I did. Huh. I could have sworn I read that somewhere. So it's actually, no, I'm wrong on that. So it's actually like it's 20 frames versus like, it's 21 frames versus 29 frames. Which is like still somewhat significant though, because like, yeah. This is still like still much more workable overall. But yeah, so it's not as good as I thought it was. I wonder how I was so off with that. Something to figure out later. But the point is though, you can still see how this is like significantly better than like something like this.
Yeah.
Because like because the other thing here is like you're like, let's turn fighter collision off. So like, because it's not like easy to see. It's not like you're visible right away either. With like this. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it had. Maybe it had to do with the visibility. Either way, like, it's still good to be able to have. It's still very important to have this skill. Because yeah, like being able to like shaving like 10-ish frames off your like landing is really, really important versus climbers. Because you don't want to give them free grabs. To reduce lag. Cool. And with that, this is what I have. Let me know what you think of these takeaways, and yeah, do you have anything you want to add to them?
That I can think of, I think covered a lot.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I find it's like easy to get through like a lot of stuff, because like you're somewhat new to the character, right? Like, it's not a character you've really put a ton of time into.
Yeah.
So like, there's a lot to learn, but yeah, as a result, we can get through a lot.
Yeah, no, definitely sounds really good.
Hype. Do you have any let me think here. How do I word this? What do you think is like the most important part of her movement from watching Jake there? Because you've watched him versus Moth as well. What do you think is like one thing that you noticed now that you know all this stuff about the character? What's something about his play that you think he does really well that you want to be able to like also do well? Is it the
well, definitely the movement is like the huge thing, I feel like.
Okay, but like so let's make that actionable though. So like what specifically in his movement like really stands out to you? Just like it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be something like just something like what like it's I'm really asking for like what is something that you want to like learn how to do in similar to how he does it in his movement, like what component of it? Because there's a lot of really good things. He does a lot of things really well.
I think like learning how to fast fall better with her is a big thing too that I want to do.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the times I end up just slow falling and then it's just not good.
Yeah. So let's say learn how to angle fast fall. Now how to perform angled fast falls with Zelda's jumps. So short hop, full hop, double jump. And and time, execute fast falled fair / bear with bear / fair. We should put bear first. To control space and hit. To control space and hit. And protect landing and protect your landing. Yeah, I think that's a great one. So that's going to be your homework because I think that's a really good starting point. And I think because a lot of those grabs that he got on you were like you just wound up doing your aerial too high because of like a coordination thing. And yeah, so I think that makes a ton of sense. Like, grabs are deadly, we can't get grabbed, so I think as a starting point that makes a ton of sense as a, as a place where there's a lot of margin to be gained.
Yep.
Hell yeah. So I'm gonna let
Awesome.
you go. I'm gonna cut